Hello everyone. I've just come on today because I've decided that I've got enough pages for my book. I don't want it to be too thick, so I've decided that 5 double pages is quite sufficient really. So I've sewn my pages together, and as I was doing them, I remembered that when I did my last book like this, somebody asked me if I would do a tutorial, and I said not really, but I did try to explain. It was the spine that she was interested in, and I did try to explain, but I thought, right, and I did say to her at the time, if I ever do another book with the same sort of spine, I'll show you how to do it. So unfortunately, I cannot remember who messaged me, and I don't keep my messages. I delete them after so long, so I can't remember who it was. I know it was sometime last year, but anyway, I'll show you how to do it. So I've put my pages together, and I'm sure you all know how to do that. I like to do them in twos, so I do 2 pages together. I just do an overstitch. I know Anne Brooke showed you how to do it with a blanket stitch, but for me, I don't find that it's necessary to do fancy stitching because you're not going to see any of this. The only thing that to remember for me is that you just go through either the batting or the felt, whatever you've used for your base, and don't go right through to your pages, because when you open it, you don't want to see any stitches down here. I don't anyway. So I make sure that it only goes through the base of whatever. So when it gets to this stage, the next thing I would do, before I do anything else actually, is put all the laces that I want to put on the edge in between the pages, and then I would sew the pages together so that I've got all the lace and everything inside. Now, the next thing I would do is actually make the front cover of my book so that I know what colours I'm going to want my spine. But you wouldn't attach your cover at this. Now, I've not done the front cover, but what you need to do, let me just think. Once you say this is your front cover, and this will be my base, and this is actually a Bosal, fusible both sides, and it's like a very thin foam, but it just gives it a little bit of substance. So I would cut 2 of these, one for the front, one for the back, and a piece for the spine, which I've not done yet, and cut it to the size of your page. So that is something that you need to do before this next stage. And then the very next thing to do is decide how you want to do your spine. Now, last time when I did my last book, I put a piece of burlap and then a piece of lace over the top, and then I did, I think it was a couple of straps, it might have been 3, I'm not sure. But you can put whatever you want, obviously. So say you were going to put a piece of fabric. You want a piece of fabric just a little bit longer. Actually, this is the same size because I was going to use it for another page. But you would want it a little bit longer so that you can overlap. Do a little seam so that you can overlap it at the top. And then you're not going to see the raw edge on your spine. You need whatever width your spine is, and put something a little bit stiffer. You could use card if you wanted. I prefer to use the foam, but you could use card by all means. So you would cut a generous piece so that it overlaps your spine and the back and gives it a good overlap, and you would sew this all the way down, back and front. And then if you want to put straps on, like I did last time, you want to cut your straps roughly the same width and place them equally. I'll just put them on. In fact, what we'll do, we'll just pin this. I mean, this is not what I'm going to use, obviously, but because I don't know what colours I'm going to use. But just say it was going to be this. So you would fasten your straps, put them down equally. If you're going to use 3. I can't remember how many I used last time. I'll put a link to that video in the description box, and then you can go and have a look and see how I did that. And the same at the back, so that you've got your straps. I did mine in fabric, and I think I will be doing this time. But like I say, you can do whatever you want. It doesn't really matter. So once you've got that prepared, then you can put your cover on. And what you need to do with your cover is overlap your fabric at least on this side. So you'll cover your fabric. You can leave it raw at the ends if you want, because I mean, you probably put lace all the way around. If you're not, then overlap your fabric so that there's a neat edge. But you definitely need it doing on that edge. So let's see. Well, this is just a piece I've got, but so your fabric will be like that with your foam in between. And can you see how it will give a nice neat edge so that it's like that? So that is really the idea of how you get your pages onto your spine. I hope that's clear. I don't think I've got anything else to tell you. Let's take these out now. But it's really easy to do. I like to have a bit of a firm spine, so that's why I like to use this bosal. It's not stiff, but it just makes that difference. And you see, just gives you a nice shape to it. So I use that. But as I say, you could use card if you wanted, whatever you want to use. I mean, even felt, but it's not quite, doesn't give you the same sturdiness, really. So that's it. If you've any questions, you can always message me. I don't like doing tutorials, really, but as I say, I know somebody asked me, and I did promise, and I'd only just thought about it, really, so I thought I'd better do what I'd promised. So that's it for today, and so I'm going to put my laces in between now and get all the pages together. For the middle page, oh, and that's something as well. Just be careful when you're putting your pages together that you get them in the right order. And I say that because today I got mine in the wrong order. I placed them on top of one another in the right order, and as I picked them up, they got twisted. So be careful of that. I decided to put my pockets in the middle because it makes it rather bulky, and I thought it was a case of either putting them on the front and back or in the middle, and I decided on the middle. So I'll come back and show you when it's all done, which will probably take a while because there's a fair bit to be done to it now, but I want to crack on with it. So thanks for watching, everyone. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.